Zarius.
Recording in progress.
Game Master.
Progress in recording.
Maho.
What you want, fool?
Jeb, are you still stunned?
He's still floating.
Oh, Lordy.
Or sinking slowly.
Yeah.
Loop, loop, loop.
Glunk, glunk.
I'm trying to think of how many underwater combats I've been involved in, and I think that's like the third one total.
Period. Yeah, like
Yeah.
they're a pain in the ass for players, and they just end up hating it. And they're a pain in the ass to run because you're always having to look up supplementary rules.
Mm.
I don't believe I've ever had an underwater combat that was strictly underwater.
I had them a good bit in first edition. And of course, there were special rules for every single spell you knew about Ghast.
I ran it once specifically because the whole point of that campaign was to use monsters that I'd never seen in games before, but they're in the monster manuals, and there's a fuckload that are just for aquatic adventures. There's some cool ones. I can't remember which one it was I wanted to use, but I'm pretty sure it killed Kevin.
And you couldn't even kill Kevin with an aquatic combat. That's embarrassing, man.
Well, I mean, there is the option for like an Atlantis style campaign. There are player races that are aquatic elves and merfolk and sanguines.
Sahagwans.
I mean, there's one player race where you can't be more than a mile away from the ocean or a large body of water without dying. And it's like, well, I guess that's very campaign specific.
Yeah. Like on one hand, like if they're all playing aquatic races and everything acts like normally, if you have a swim speed and you don't have to worry about certain things, like the only thing you have to worry about is certain spell effects, then it's just like playing on land. And it's
except
it's
like
kind of
playing on land if everyone can fly.
Yeah,
correct. It is 3D.
Makes you wonder, do lobsters think that fish fly?
Maybe, yeah. Actually, I don't know. Lobsters can get a good clip through the water too. Like they're not completely bound to the
water.
They're the penguin. They're the penguin of the ocean.
The penguin of the ocean.
Just as tasty.
Penguin of the ocean.
Yeah, do the crabs swim or do they actually squirt water behind them?
They swim. Like they have. Actually, I don't know.
The blue crabs have paddles for feet.
Yeah, they got those paddles, and they somehow parlay that with movement into swimming.
It's pretty impressive for a small tank.
But it's sideways.
Any kind of swim speed.
It's not very exact though, because you're going fucking sideways, and you're like,
no, they only go sideways on land.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. When they swim straight face forward.
Oh, wow. So basically, the little underwater submarine creature, not people, but we don't want crab people.
They might be people, you don't know.
Look like crab, taste like people.
They're delicious people.
With butter.
What was that, South Park?
I don't know.
Yep. Crab people. Crab people. Look like crab, taste like people. Except it was the other way around, maybe. I can't remember. It was creepy and it was funny.
Look like people, taste like crab.
Have you seen the ethically sourced human tofu?
Oh, Lord.
Excuse me.
It is tofu that is designed to taste like people.
No.
For vegan cannibals.
No.
What? Huh?
No.
Vegan can. Now you're just being silly.
Yeah, you're just, that should just.
I didn't create that shit.
Liar.
I didn't
You had the audacity to repeat it.
Fabricating misinformation.
Or thereby lending them legitimacy that they don't deserve.
This is not me verifying or lending any legitimacy. This is me inviting you to laugh at these people along with me.
No, we're blaming you for this. It is your fault.
Apparently.
I didn't know about this before now.
And now you have that little nugget of ridiculousness in your brain
And I
that you
hate
can
that
laugh
show.
at our race of people and go, humans are stupid.
Mm-hmm.
I never claimed to be a human.
Like that, I watched a video, I think today, with a girl eating what she thought were vegan eggs, and she was just amazed at like how they got it to look so much like a hard-boiled egg. Like she's like, it's even in the in this shell, and it's got that weird skin on
Oh
it.
God.
And the lady who was watching the video of this girl eat goes, those are eggs of the chickens who are on a vegan diet, which is also strange and shouldn't be possible, but it is. So this girl was eating eggs, and she was just like, I just don't know how they taste so much like an actual egg. And it's like, because it's an egg, you dumbass.
And you just broke your vegan vows or whatever.
Maybe that's why they're making all this vegan food a lot like real food, so eventually they can just actually give them real food again, and they'll never know, and they'll be eating in ignorant bliss.
So the vegans will break their veganage and no longer have their superpowers.
Yeah, you say
Yes.
this is like a psyop from factory farmers to make sure
Mhm.
vegans are still eating eggs, cruelly sourced eggs.
We don't feed our chickens worms. We only feed them vegan grains.
We only feed them steroids. Vegan steroids.
Feed them grains and pump them full of drugs.
Oh, man, chickens are fucked up. Chickens will eat chicken eggs. It's like,
Chickens will eat chicken.
yeah.
They don't give a
Well,
fuck.
that's technically what chicken eggs are.
Well, if they're
babies.
fertilized, if they're fertilized, yes. If not, then they're just the chicken periods.
That's what I said earlier. That's funny.
Chicken. Chickens without souls.
I mean,
Oh,
I mean, every chicken sandwich you get that's not from Chick-fil-A. Oh, fuck Chick-fil-A.
if it's not for Chick-fil-A, it doesn't have any soul, as we all know. Wait, no, that's terrible. Chick-fil-A's chicken is awful. Okay.
yeah.
I did there was
They put sugar in the batter.
there was this funny video I watched for the guy goes to Chick-fil-A, and he orders a chicken sandwich, and he goes, thank you. And then the guy goes, this inside giving the orders like, oh my God, our pleasure. And as soon as he says our pleasure, there's a picture of the owner of Chick-fil-A, and he's like sucking the soul out of the guy. Every time he says it's our pleasure, he gets a little bit more of the guy's soul, and the picture gets younger.
What?
It's real dumb.
Sucking the life force out of it.
It's the reason I like the internet, is those dumb moments. I mean, I could use the internet to learn anything, and instead I watched that.
Terrence and I were just talking about how in the wild, spotted hyenas will live into their 20s. They're one of the longest lived
Scavengers?
species, aside from that are a part of the cat/dog genus. They're one of the longest lived, 20 years in the wild. In captivity, the oldest one was 41. And, it was just kind of interesting that in captivity, these things live longer. And I was like, you know what? Imagine how long humans would live if we had captivity. If someone was taking care of all of our needs, like a zookeeper, and I was like, fuck it, I'll go to a space zoo. Just make sure there's Wi-Fi and Crunchyroll.
That's basically you now.
That's like real life.
Except somebody else is paying my bills.
Yeah, but it doesn't have a space dietitian or
Somebody keeping me alive, making sure I've got the highest quality health care.
sticking a weird alien finger in his butthole for medicine reasons. Medicine reasons.
Well, let's not go too far down that rabbit hole.
Yeah, you got to keep the captive happy,
Yeah. I got needs, damn it.
That's how you get two birds stoned at once.
I thought you just put them in a cooler and blew a shotgun, shut the lid.
No, that's
That kills people, Matt.
Well, they're chickens. We already established they're not people.
Wait a second. Wait, we jump back to chickens now, not to captive humans and
Two
their
birds, stoned.
space.
I totally lost the thread of what we're talking about. I got to start drinking.
Does he have to start drinking?
Yeah, I'm totally sober tonight.
Welcome to the show, everybody.
Yeah.
It's really fucking up my day.
And this is where we'll start.
No, we'll put all that in.
I should have got some drink.
We'll go get a drink.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll do
You're,
that.
you're still
Yes,
stunned
you're
for 5
good.
more rounds.
Yeah.
Actually,
Well,
no,
he's-
you were up on 2 more rounds. Actually, by the end of that combat.
Oh, plenty of time for a drink.
This will be 12 seconds of game time.
So while Jeb's gone, I detect magic and search for treasure.
You find a bunch of treasure on Jeb.
Ooh,
Cool.
don't mind if I do. Oh, he's not dead.
All right, give me your perception check as you were searching the area.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, please roll better than me. I only got an 18 with a plus 15. 18.
Okay. You will find something immediately. I was going to describe that.
I rolled a 19 plus 13. So 32.
Okay. Well, first, let me talk about what Valric. I had to look down. Sorry. Valric finds.
Hey,
I wrote it down.
I don't care. I'm just happy that you said it. Don't ruin the moment.
Sorry, Valric. While you see Zarius going over the area with a fine tooth comb, looking for obviously goodies.
A fine tooth comb to detect magic.
Yeah, well, you know, fine tooth cone. And then, you find something a little bit more obvious. That your eyes sort of passed over Zarius, but you didn't really put much stock into it. Valric, you find an enormous hunk of metal jutting up out of the, or not enormous, but very big hunk of metal jutting up out of the silt on the bottom of the cave floor. It's sort of curved, and once you kick a little bit of the or move a little bit of the mud and stuff aside, it looks like half a chain link, and there is a chain attached to it. The link itself appears to be bolted into the stone around it. It's all very slimy and rusty.
Like it might be a chain to open a door.
The chain,
Or to a drainage system. I just got a picture of like your
Drain all the water
bathtub
out.
with the little chain stopper that you pull up and it
Mhm.
drains the water down.
the chain leads off further down the caverns, but so it's something that could be explored or something that could be ignored. You, Zarius, as you continue your search around, you find it looks like a carved, well, not carved really, just sort of a dingy alcove here in the wider area, where it looks like the catfish would probably rest on the bottom and just slurp anything that kind of swims along. And you guys have been spotting fish here, a lot of them sort of the kind of fish that like to dwell in lightless areas, but occasionally you'll see one of the more surface sunfish that has snuck its way through the various channels here as well, not looking so great, probably lost and not finding much food. But in this alcove next to where the catfish probably dwelled, you find a number of just piles of debris. Some of it old bits of armor, some of it shattered bone. But as you continue to detect magic, you are attracted to a portion of it. And when you dig around there, you pull up a spear that's giving off magic.
And a hand crossbow.
No, it did not end up there. You find a spear that's giving off an aura of magic, and you also find underwater, it looks like a tattered piece of cloth, but the more you shake the mud out of it, the more clearly it becomes something else.
Portable hole.
Yes, it's another portable hole. Another party was here earlier. They also had a portable hole full of monsters.
Of course they'd have a portable hole. Everybody should have a portable hole.
Sorry.
Does Jeb find his hand crossbow?
Yeah, you can find your hand crossbow pretty easily.
Cool.
Sorry, I was trying to get I don't want to give you the wrong name, make you guys fucking flip out because your Hero Lab is bringing up the wrong thing. So let me find the exact fucking name.
God, you just so hate Hero Lab because it's so much better than everything you use.
Die. Let's see. There you go. That's what I'm looking for.
It should be easy to find. It's called Portable.
Portable?
Thanks, noob.
Is that a bar thing?
It's noob.
My humor is lost.
That was not.
All right. The item you pull out looks like a sort of a kind of an almost shapeless brown garment, but it's in good condition despite all the mud. You realize once you shake it out underwater, it clears off pretty quickly. So give me a
Got
spellcraft
19
check.
appraise. I got a 19 appraise check.
Appraise?
To
Alright.
find any other things that's worth money.
Okay,
like,
yeah,
like there's gold little bits and pieces, but okay.
sure.
13 plus spellcraft, so 19.
19. You are unable to identify what
Actually,
this item is.
that should be a +4, so actually it'd be a 23. Excuse me. Sorry about that.
You're still unable to identify what
Okay.
this thing is.
Well, I know someone that's wise in the ways of magics, and show it to Malric. Malric instead of no, I actually show it lady outside.
All right.
That's a 32 spellcraft.
That's what I thought.
All right. You recognize this item as a monk's robe. When worn, this simple brown robe confers great ability on unarmed combat. If the wearer has levels in monk, or AC and unarmed damage are treated as 5 levels higher. If donned by a character with a stunning fist feat, the robe lets her make 1 additional stunning fist attack per day. If a character is not a monk, she gains the AC and unarmed strike damage of a 5th level monk, although she does not add her wisdom bonus to AC. This AC bonus functions like a monk's AC bonus, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And
So
for
if
this,
you got high wisdom, it's a good robe for you.
it does not add the wisdom bonus.
Oh.
Specifically says it does not.
Oh, I thought it functioned like the monk's robe's AC.
No, it gives
If you're
the
not a monk, it
they're-
doesn't do that.
yeah.
Uh,
If it gives an AC bonus of the monk like progression AC bonus, like the +1, +2, +3 is a
Right.
big level,
uh,
but it doesn't add the monk's ability. So it is. You also know it's a fairly pricey item, worth about 13,000 gold pieces. The spear, if anyone wants to roll for that.
She does.
Show that to her again. Hey, look at this too.
This time it's a 27.
what's
Spear
it
of
do?
Power.
Oh, it's not a spear. I'm stupid. It's trident.
Uh,
Duh.
Is it a trident of fish command?
It is a trident of stability. This this sturdy but tarnished +1 trident has a wide metal bar at the bottom, perfectly suited to serve as a solid footrest or other step. This bar acts as an immovable rod, except for instead of an activation button, the immovability power triggers whenever the wielder faces 1 or both feet on the bar. At the ends, whenever the wielder is no longer touching the bar with at least 1 foot, the wielder remains in place and steps on the what? If the wielder remains in place and steps on the bar, she gains +2 but 10 bonus to their CMD when trying to resist effects to move them. The wielder is always considered braced for an oncoming charge, which is pretty good. If the wielder is falling, they may step on the bar as an immediate action to halt the fall with a sudden jolt. Means they just take falling damage for the current distance fallen.
What a weird item.
It is a weird ass item. I just thought it would be fun.
and what is it called one more time?
Trident of Stability.
How much is it worth?
9,000.
Cool. 9,000 gold pieces.
9,815.
So,
This is vendor fodder.
yeah, here's a quick question.
Sure.
The spellcasters out there that cannot wear armor, could they use the robes of the monk
Get the +1 AC? Yes.
and get a +1 AC? And then they'd also be able to do martial arts.
Correct.
Yeah. Which I believe 5th level monk, their unarmed strikes do D8s or
Something like that.
D6s at that level.
Really?
Mhm.
Let's see. Monk.
I want that.
This is a body slot item. I don't know if that supersedes your blouse or whatever, but
It's a what? Body slot?
yeah.
Body slot.
Let's see.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Shirt, because that's
Chest.
what a shirt.
Okay, well then, yeah, you can probably do both then.
Sweet.
Let's see. So at 5th level, yeah, the unarmed damage is D8 and the AC bonus is +1.
I want that.
You will never be unarmed.
It's true.
Not now. I got that tattoo.
Mm-hmm.
And this AC bonus basically stacks with almost anything. Let me see. Wisdom.
Except for armor.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a straight up +1 bonus. It even applies to touch. That's pretty cool.
Ooh.
Yep. But yeah, it doesn't stack with armor. That is, it just doesn't work with armor.
Right.
Like,
No, not armor bonuses, but
okay.
like actual
Leather.
physical armor.
Okay, good.
Yeah, you
Leather,
can
That's
cast,
exactly
chainmail.
what I was gonna ask.
you
I
can
was
cast
like,
mage armor to the cows come home and still get this bonus.
Okay. And I
Yeah,
was
go
like, I
ahead,
want it.
lady. You wear this shirt that we found in the mud in this cave.
I prestidigitate it clean.
I don't give a shit. You can polish and turn all you want. Still a turd.
Okay, if that's good, I'll take
Did you
all the
want
turds
that or
from now on.
something?
No.
The magical turds.
The magical
turds.
Let's see.
I do think the trident's pretty neat for the ability to halt a fall, though.
Always being braced for a charge is actually really good. Believe it or not.
That's pretty cool too.
But y'all can do whatever the hell you want with your treasure. Anyway, those are the items you find, along with let's see.
Actually, Jeb, something that could be actually really cool is you could use the trident and then make it freeze in midair and then use it as a perch.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, but I'm not proficient with tridents.
You're not? I thought it was a martial weapon.
I'm not proficient with martial weapons.
I
except
see.
for rapiers.
I see.
A very specific proficiency set.
You find 600 gold pieces worth of gems and coin, as well as Arius.
Okay.
So yeah, after Azarius is done scavenging and gleaning and passing on the good stuff, which way you got? There's actually no way to head but forward or back. So you continue
Or
on
through that door,
the door.
the one the chain goes to.
Oh
The
well,
chain goes deeper into
the chain goes deeper into the thing, but follows the path right now.
Oh, okay. Oh, so it wasn't like a little chain. The chain's attached into the rock, but not into some like little.
No,
Like
it
I
just
had the image in my head. It was like a little pop-up thing that like through a door or something.
no. It's just basically a huge like fixed item, like just bolted to the rock, and then a stout chain coming off of it and
Okay.
leading into the silt at the bottom of the cavern.
the chain
Okay.
is our swim check remover.
Yeah, I guess you could use it for that. Yeah, you can pull yourself along the chain if you don't mind, like, being kind of low to the ground. Ooh, so once you suggest that, then the old man Pod Dentalmark will immediately jump on that idea. Oh, wonderful idea, my boy. Wonderful. Excuse me. Wonderful idea, my boy. Wonderful. As he begins to move along.
Move along.
You
24-month swim check to continue onward.
okay? You're not gonna do the chain. Got it. You continue forward. Who's taking point?
I guess that's my job.
All right. You awkwardly flap your wings, trying to prove that underwater flight is both possible and effective.
No, I'm just dragging myself along by the chain
Okay.
because I gotta focus.
Gang.
And also, I do have that thing where if I get within 10 feet of a trap, that even if I don't notice it, you gotta roll to see if I notice it.
Yeah. Please remind me of that every session, by the way, because I'm never gonna remember it on my organically.
Is that serious? Are you
I'm
seriously
very
asking me
serious.
that?
I'm seriously asking you to remind me at least once a session when we're
Or-
dungeon.
All you have to do is if he goes, oh my god, you've triggered a trap, be like, did I?
Did I? Dun dun dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
Wait, do I have that? I thought I had that.
Oh God! Now you're gonna confuse me forever. You know I'm stupid, right? Why are you doing this to me?
It was later revealed he did not, in fact, have that.
Oh God!
I know I've got trap sense or trap finding.
That's a specific rogue talent you have to take, I believe.
Yeah.
No, I don't have that.
Oh, for God's okay.
I have sworn I had that.
It doesn't come as like an ability of something else or whatever.
Oh yeah, do you have an archetype that gives that to you?
The scout archetype.
What is it? What it do, Shawty?
It lets me do sneak attack on a charge.
Oh wow. That's pretty good.
I've got danger sense, which gives me a +1 reflex to avoid traps, +1 AC against traps, +1 perception to avoid being surprised by a foe. Replaces trap sense, and it stacks with trap sense.
All right.
Anyway, I got a.
Well, I forgot this was leading up to a roll. What did you get on your perception?
33.
All right. Jeb, as you're dragging yourself along by the chain, methodically moving through the water, you come to a place where you perceive that the chain has gotten heavier, and you get to a place where the chain is knotted up, but not knotted up so much as as you feel around, you see that the chain is actually splitting off into 3 different directions. The caverns themselves, however, do not look like the cavern itself does not look like it's going in any particular direction. Just at a certain point, you get a chain. There's a big wad of chain, and then shoots off toward the 2 walls.
I point this out, and one continues forward, or just splits.
Yeah, and one continues forward.
I don't know if this means that there's 2 different pathways, or if this leads to something else. But it's something to take note of. We want to keep going straight.
Suppose. It's as good a way as any other way. And that way, we can't forget which way we came. We just went straight.
Yeah.
If we have to come back to it.
I mean, do we want to see if these chains like pull? If we tug on them?
Did it pull the other way? I don't think so. Like, I'm trying to, what I'm envisioning is just like, like chain, like that's going across, like that it's, I feel like it's like suspended. Is it not like taut suspended, or is
depending on the elevation of the floor, it is sometimes suspended above the floor and sometimes touching it. Like it's obviously been here a long time because it is, if you feel underneath it, it's kind of worn a groove, a little one, into the stone. The point he's talking about and shows to you, you see the chains coming off the knot itself sort of go left and right and slightly upward toward the walls of the cavern.
But the one straight ahead just stays like the same.
Yes.
Hmm.
I don't know. I'll keep going straight.
All right, keep going straight. It's not that far ahead where I'm just going to go with the same perception check. You find another thing like before, maybe 50 feet ahead, chains jutting out into the walls.
Continuing forward because I don't know what to do with this information.
Okay.
Actually,
now I'm starting to think maybe. Go ahead.
Since we're seeing the chains going into the walls, I want to go look at one of these chains in the wall and see if there's like some kind of passage thing that would be opened up if the chains were moved, or what the chain necessarily would do. Is it going to be solidly anchored into the wall, or is it going to move somehow if something pulls on it or something?
All right, Zarius, you swim over to the chain and look at it. Make a perception check as you kind of trying to root through the mud and gunk on
26.
The wall. All right. Eventually, you find with your finger that there is just a very narrow opening that the chain goes into the wall. And as you explore around, you feel that there are like just almost imperceptible cracks in the stone. Do you have knowledge engineering?
I got knowledge. I got all the knowledges.
Okay. Of course you do.
I mean,
Just
not
in case.
not awesome like Lady Outside, but I do have them. And I suck.
Okay.
That would be a 9.
All right. You can't even begin to fathom what's going on with these chains.
Just like in real life.
But you know that they are not anchored to the rock. They continue into the rock. That is the only thing you can really surmise.
Well, and I will explain that to everybody. I will actually show them the cracks around it. So the cracks are in the shape of maybe a portal, like a door or something. I will outline the cracks.
Is it, now that he's pointed that out, does anybody want to do perception or knowledge architecture?
You do a perception, and because I'm
Ooh, I got a decent perception for once in my life.
I'm keen on patterns. I'm hoping that I could use that.
Okay.
Perception.
I got 25 perception.
Okay.
31.
Best I've ever gotten for her.
26.
Now you know how it feels when you roll really good and I roll better. That's how we feel when you roll initiative.
All right, Jeb, you can actually add your trap sense to this roll.
So 29.
All right. The three of you, now that Zarius has pointed out, you definitely see that there are more of these cracks, and they've been here almost the whole time. You've as soon as you guys discovered the chain down here, the cracks are literally covering the entire cavern. They're just so small, so gunked over, so almost imperceptible, and they look almost random, almost. But you pattern seekers, you trap finders, you intelligent types quickly realize that this is a stable design designed to fail on command.
We're in a trap.
You are in a collapsible tunnel that it would take something of magnificent strength to collapse.
Let's book it the fuck out of there.
So
Let's go.
basically,
Like
the
a dragon
chain-
strength.
Yes, like a dragon's strength.
The chain is designed so that if a dragon grabs it, it can seal this tunnel off, which means we're in the right direction.
Excellent. Oh, excellent.
No, he's got air in front of his face.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Excellent. Wonderful work. Terrifying, actually. Let's keep going.
Real quick, Terrence, what would it take? Do we have it? And I'll actually say this out loud to everybody. Do we want to somehow disable this chain so that this does not get collapsed behind us by something saying later on, pulls this chain and it collapses this? Do we want to try to disable this somehow? Like somehow disable the chain, disconnect it somehow? I'm just throwing this out there so everybody thinks about it.
Yeah.
Well, let's get to the last spot where we see one of these branch offs. You find a weak link and you hit it with your adamantine shit. Pop that weak link out. Boom, chain separated. If something goes to grab the chain and collapse it, they're just going to pull a chain with them. You know what I mean?
Unless they come back a little bit further past us and pull the chain.
Well, then how would you disable them?
At each one of these points.
I don't know that our spells will last that long.
Yeah.
You know?
I think it's best if we
Well,
just
that's
hurry
true,
on
too.
through.
Okay.
That's-
I mean, it's a solid idea if it becomes a chamber we need to use more than once. Definitely, my boy, definitely.
Yeah, but unless there's an actual dragon here that can grab these chains and tug it, I think the trap's pretty disabled currently.
Dragons are not the only strong creatures.
Fair
Wouldn't
point.
it be like weaker in case of explosion or something? I don't know. I feel like it's dangerous, but let's just keep moving.
Yeah.
And if we do it quickly, maybe there's another way out. Who knows?
Yeah. And
Maybe this
besides,
is,
the whole life is dangerous.
And maybe this is a Skyrim cave, and the end of the cave will just open up to the beginning of the cave again.
Yeah, we just find that door that's got the bar across it.
Yeah, there's always another exit out.
Yeah. Anytime I
course.
walk into a room, it's like, oh, the door won't open from this side. I'm like, oh, okay. So I don't have to worry about going all the way through this twice.
Yeah.
That was such a big improvement over fucking Oblivion. I got to be honest with you.
Yeah.
You had to walk all the way back out the damn dungeon. The way you
Oblivion, way more realistic as far as caves go.
But
Handy of
Okay.
nature to always have two exits to a cave.
I'm glad you guys are assuming that I have properly jaquaid the dungeon. So
We all blankly stare at Terrence because we don't get the reference.
And
I
then
will
we
explain it to
continue
you later on, but I got to actually take a very tiny break to pee.
Oh no, Jeff. Should we go smoke a cigarette?
forward. In my head, I'm going yes.
Okay. I'm just gonna stop it. I got to edit these. I'll put them together later.
I wasn't ready.
Oh, sorry.
No, I just wanted to say something.
Jeff
Yippee-ki-yay.
and Franks.
Chemtrails.
Everybody else talks. I'll say chemtrails.
Chemtrails.
Contrails. Sorry.
Contrails. I'm not crazy.
Clouds left from condensation of heated
Jet
machines.
engines. Yeah. Like
And this is the issue with taking breaks is we come right back, but we don't come right back.
we're right back. I'm ready. I'm ready. Shut
All
up.
right.
I just had my Wii and I'm ready.
Ooh.
Not
Wee.
not the video game. It was a piss. I took a piss.
I figured you just ran around in the front yard going, wee.
I mean, I don't do that till like 3 a.m. You know, it's
That's
really-
also when he's pissing.
yeah, like you know,
Running around
Well,
the
when you're
front
outside,
yard.
you don't have to aim. It's nice.
and you don't have to wear pants. Well, I mean, out here. Yeah.
Mosquito bites.
Mm.
In this weather?
Not in this weather, but that's another story.
Well, if that's what you're doing at 3 a.m., that means yesterday morning you saw the lunar eclipse.
I did see the lunar eclipse at 3 a.m. because that's when I got up for fucking work yesterday. It looked like a bad tooth.
It's like, oh, that's nice. Neat.
How neat.
Okay, now we're pulling on this chain. No.
All right.
TPK.
TPK. I want this campaign to end just like the last one.
With 2 survivors.
I enlarged myself and pulled the chain.
Oh wow, you're getting full fucking Samson on us. All right, you continue ahead down the dark, wet tunnel with the chain. You feel it's hard not to feel apprehension pulling yourself along with the chain after discovering that a hard enough tug will send the cavern down around your ears. But
no, we're pulling it from the other one.
I'm not pulling the chain. I'm pushing myself. But eventually, like the angle begins to change. The chain begins to climb off in towards the north, or up the side of the cavern, and the branches off of it change orientation as well. And basically, you realize the chain spirals all the way down through the cavern like the ribbon of a candy cane, all anchored at strategic points to collapse with a hard enough yank. However, you're also not finding anything much more dangerous. Finally, you get to a point where the chain, while back on the floor of the cavern, gravitationally speaking, stops and then disappears down a hole of its own. It is from here in a small chamber that it looks like everything has dead ended.
I'll start looking for secret doors.
All right.
Or levers and shit to
Is the whole chamber filled with water, or is
it's still filled with water? And the distance you guys have traveled makes you a little bit worried about your spell durations if you have to go back.
Oh, that's not a concern. I have an ace up my sleeve.
Oh.
He's gonna cast it again.
No, I don't have that ace up my sleeve.
Oh.
So I've got a plus 11 to my perception.
Right.
Is this looking for traps, or secret doors is not looking for traps?
Just give me the numbers for both.
I will
Okay.
also search since we're at a dead end.
Sure.
So if I'm looking for traps, because this is dim light, that gives me a 16.
Okay.
Oh, 27.
All right. All right. Well, Jeb is kind of stumbling around in the dark, as it were.
I found a chain again. That's the same chain, Jeb.
But this one goes this way.
You turned around.
You find a large block with a large crack in the wall, much like many of the other cracks that this place has in it, that are obviously like the breaks that the trap sets off. But these breaks are not connected to any of the other breaks. It looks like a square of a line, a square of a groove in a larger stone. It appears to be some kind of door, but it's not the kind of door that you can find like a handle or an opening on. But you have found a way of egress. You're pretty sure, because you can see tiny, minuscule air bubbles occasionally bobbing up out of the little cracks.
This is a device. I can disable it.
Does it push inward?
You trying that?
Yep.
Okay. You begin to push again. Make a swim check, I guess, since you need strength.
We have a trident with an immovable rod.
Cool. That's true. Use
Then
that
you
as
can
a
just
brace
pull-
point for me
Yup.
to
All right, then
push
yeah,
against.
go ahead and give me this the strength.
I'll assist.
Unmodified by your armor check. You know how.
Okay, yeah.
I'll try and push as well.
Okay.
A 17.
All right,
I
17
rolled a
plus.
15.
Did you get a help there, Jeb?
Does an 11 help?
Yeah, 10
It's
is
more than
is-
10.
Yeah.
Oh, then no. Sorry, I was adding my strength score to the natural one that I rolled.
Oh,
So yeah, Jeb's no help. You don't feel like you feel like you probably could make some progress if you kept at it, but you're probably gonna need a little bit more backbone.
Assistance.
Yeah.
I rolled an 11 to help, so that gives me a 9.
All right, lady
That-
outside.
that doesn't help either.
Oh wait, lady outside comes up and also doesn't help.
All right,
This
all
is
right.
why I don't assist you on things.
See,
I
the
will-
problem is you guys are going on 3. I'm going after 3. So let's try again. 1, 2.
I will drink an enlarged person spell.
Okay.
Potion.
All right.
Wings just flapping in behind me, stirring up the muck.
I rolled a lot lower,
Okay.
but it's only a 10.
Only 10. All right. Your enlarged state gives you a little bit better vantage. You are able to use the trident to brace yourself. You push hard against it, and you feel like it was going to move, but you lose your footing. You slip. It's not working. Your new size is a little bit uncomfortable, daunting.
Okay.
You know what we need?
I rolled a 17 this time.
All right. Is anyone helping him on that one?
I'll try.
So yeah, 20 total.
Yes.
I assisted.
I assisted as well with the 13.
You are. You finally all heave on 3.
Most of you all.
Well, I'm talking about the people who are heaving, heave. And with that heave, the stone sinks in. You hear it scrape, and you see a flood of bubbles. Basically, just effervesce out of the cracks. It just keeps flooding and flooding and flooding and flooding the bubbles. You get it about 2 feet in, and it's just like a little narrow passageway, but it still needs to be another push. However, you've gotten it unstuck.
No.
Not
I
this
rolled a
time.
3 for 1.
Okay.
So
Yeah, it's
I
like,
gave it
okay,
my all.
I think we've got the idea. We just got to do it one more time again.
All right.
And, well, maybe one more time again.
All right.
Hey, we may need to bust out the hole. Just
I was gonna say, I
saying.
got a
All right, this
13
time
that time.
I got a 18.
All right.
Yeah, I got
Natural
18
20.
this time.
Natural 20, 13, 18. All right. Let's see, and that would turn 5. Okay, cool. You finally push against it. It's so hard that the thing just slides another 7 feet ahead of you. As it goes, it gets even easier.
Just keep moving the feet. Just keep moving the feet.
The paddling, pushing, shoving. And finally
Readjusting the trident,
Yeah.
locking it in place again.
it finally clicks. You can hear it clunk into the wall behind you. Water, like air, which apparently had been built up via pressure, finishes shoveling it behind you. You can see over the top of your head, about 10 feet up, the shimmer of the contact point between water and open air.
Yay, swim upward.
And there is a shimmer. There is a light up there.
All right, I will.
Stick my head, or I'll let Jed stick his head through first.
Jeb's gonna do the whole. What was it? Apocalypse Now. Just slowly pops up.
All right, Jeb, you swim up and slowly stick your head out of the water. The water here is like Now that you're on this end of it, you can see that there is a strong kind of tidal presence. You dip below and above the thing as basically the water breathes in and out of the tunnels that you've been in. And finally, when your eyes are brought above the level of the lip, you see a large chamber. It looks like a well-lit castle's chamber, a foyer. There are ever-burning torches on the wall. There is some very old and kind of moldy tapestries on the walls as well. You see a couple of chairs and a huge door at one end of it. This room looks to be about 30 by 40 feet long. But you don't see any occupants.
All right. I will reach behind me and give the signal that it's safe to come up.
All right.
And I will crest the water like a majestic dolphin and flap my wings.
Like a majestic dolphin.
Like a majestic dolphin. Like a majestic flying fish.
Okay, so you sail out of the water, slam into the ground.
Yeah. And flap there a few times as my mouth opens and closes, gasping for air.
Okay. Yeah, as you climb out, you can see that this room is indeed mostly dry. It's a little dank smelling in here. And you see now that you have as your companions are slowly coming up out of the hole in the ground.
Bunch of stoners in the corner. Smoking the dank weeds.
As my companions come up, they see Jeb has pulled down one of the tapestries and is just drying his back with
it. You're using the smelly towel. That's disgusting.
Drying his face.
But yes, like I said, this room appears to be just a big waiting area. There are 4 pillars holding up a ceiling that is somewhat vaulted. This place is, those of you who with any, actually you don't even really need to observe. This place is carved to look like stonework, but it is literally just carved to look like stonework. The bricks in the wall are just drawings of bricks made with a chisel.
Detect magic spell to look around.
All right. You detect magic. There's a magic on the large door at the far end. And the tapestries are also radiating a dim aura of magic.
I look over at Jeb and go, those tapestries are slightly magical. You might not want to be wiping your ass with those. Yet.
You're muted.
Yeah, it wasn't that funny anyway.
It was funnier just seeing you do the motions of like the towel between the legs and then yelling something that none of us could hear.
That's exactly what I said. I have it between my legs going whoopity whoop.
Getting the old taint. All right.
Get the taint dry. All right. Sorry.
Do we know what kind of magic I'm detecting on the tapestries?
Yes, you're detecting illusion magic on the tapestries.
It's not actually a tapestry. It's like some kind of fungus.
Yes, it's a huge mold that just flops down on top.
Oh, what are those cave manta rays things?
Cloakers.
Yeah, it's cloakers. A cloaker.
Dark mantle.
Dark mantle. Yeah, that's right.
But yes, that's what you can detect on the door. The door is giving off an aura of abjuration and evocation.
And whatever ever-burning torches are.
Or excuse me,
in other words,
conjuration.
The door is probably most likely magically trapped.
You're guessing.
What I'm seeing.
It's a big, formidable door. The knockers on the door are literally halfway up these 20-foot high doors. They're 10 feet in the air.
Let's find out what illusion magic is on these tapestries before we go towards the door. Yeah.
All right. All right. All right. I can go examine the door while y'all check out these tapestries.
Okay.
I'm not. This illusion eludes me.
All right. Okay.
Would you like to spellcraft, lady?
Sure.
illusions.
33.
Yep.
All right. You begin to examine the tapestries. You can see it like there's a dense carpet of black and brown mold all over everything. So it's difficult to see what everything was, but you do see a number of threads, a number of bits of gold embroidery on the bottom, and you're able to surmise that this tapestry will display for you a pre-programmed image if you ask for it, or a pre-programmed thing if you ask for it, and it must be asked for in the language of dragons.
So like basically scrying, but with a tapestry.
Yes, but more specific. Like it has specific areas it will show.
Does the chairs look like they would be facing the tapestry so someone could sit in the chairs and basically watch TV, or like the security cameras?
Kinda, yeah. They are movable. Like you could pick one of the big chairs. They are bigger than normal, but movable.
I was just kind of curious if maybe the dragon had transformed itself into a humanoid form, was sitting here using the tapestries to watch the area or wherever they're showing, sort of like a security camera system.
Perhaps.
See, that's a lot smarter than what I was thinking. I was just picturing
A nudie show?
pre-programmed
Show me potato salad.
screensaver.
or a bunch of YouTube videos.
Yeah.
Show me
Like,
cat plays piano.
I was thinking like that crystal ball trope where they're just like, oh, what are they doing right now?
I know Draconic. I can give it a test.
Okay, give it a go.
If we you cast prestidigitation to clean the actual thing so we get all the mold and stuff off of it.
All right.
Show us the room we're in now.
All right. You say that, and you see the threads all over the tapestry begin to reweave themselves in a very rapid fashion. And in conjunction with your prestidigitation and the rapid movement, like a lot of the debris, the mold, the fungus on it, just shakes off as if it were like just dust, creating small piles of. Well, it's not pleasant smelling stuff, but the tapestry after that is mostly clean, and you can see an overhead view of yourself and your companions looking at the wall
In real time.
I wiggle my arms to see if it's in real time.
The embroidered and stylized version of you, which is kind of at like a 2D angle.
Mm.
Like it's at a what do you call it?
Overhead.
No.
Isometric.
Kinda, but not really. Like, you know how old video games
Diablo view.
Zelda view.
Okay.
Yeah, like it has an image of you in profile moving that kind of shifts around, but it's like they didn't really do perspective in older like things like that. So it's trying to grapple with the perspective of overhead. Like you're guessing it doesn't really show this sort of thing often.
I just want to test out one thing with it before I
burn it. No, I'm kidding.
burn it. No, I'm gonna use my last spell crystal to vanish and see if I vanish from the tapestry.
All right. Yes, you see like little star shapes appear on the tapestry around where you were, and then they disappear as well.
Okay.
So
I just-
tapestries don't have true vision.
Yeah, which is, I was curious if we could use these to spy into other rooms and see if we saw any like invisible things or hidden passageways, but it looks like it just gives you like a basic.
What you would
Oh,
see.
and-
if you were-
Yeah.
In Draconic, I asked to see the entrance of the cave.
You see, you hear the sound of the reweaving, the rapid reweaving coming from behind you on the other side of the wall, the other
Okay.
tapestry.
Go clean another tapestry real quick then.
All right. So yeah, while you're cleaning and it's reweaving, you see not what you are expecting to see, the crack in the wall. You see a small like house. You see a small house that has like a very familiar like the style of dress, the size. You see a little woman sitting there smoking a pipe on the porch of the house. And another figure moves out carrying a laundry basket.
The hot springs.
Yes, it's the entrance to the hot springs cave.
Ah.
Mm-hmm.
So the cave systems are connected.
So it would seem.
I'll bring this to everybody else's attention and make sure they understand what I was looking for and what we got.
We asked to see the dragon. Want to see where the dragon is?
All right. You don't speak Draconic, do you?
No, maybe. I don't remember.
Yeah, let's check.
Let's see.
Maybe we should just ask.
I
What the
do
horde
speak
is.
Draconic.
All right. All right. You asked to see the dragon. Then suddenly both tapestries start weaving themselves rapidly. One depicts a like a cutaway of a doll's house. And on the wall of the cutaway, which is clearly a tavern, you see a huge skull of a dragon. And on the and like 2 levels below it, you see like a basement where they obviously store barrels and ales and everything. And below that, you see crates and crates and crates and crates.
The bones.
And meanwhile, behind you, you see what appears to be just a massive image of a spectral black dragon. There are fish and things slowly moving around. Its eyes are constantly weaving and reweaving as if they are like flashing and glowing, as if it's looking back at you somehow. This embroidered image has a weird life of its own.
Stop showing me the dragon. Stop showing me the dragon.
You stop showing you the dragon, and everything becomes a neutral sort of floral pattern all over the thing.
All right, so we're definitely.
So we know where the
taking
bones.
these.
Go ahead.
What? Start over?
Jeb.
I was saying, so we're definitely taking these tapestries.
Mm.
We got to see if they're tied to the actual place, or if it's placement magic, or if it's something that's portable.
Just from your examination, lady outside, you know these probably can be taken. They're not convenient by any stretch of the imagination. They're like 20 by 15 foot wall hangings.
Just roll these up.
Yeah, we can stick them in the portable hole if we need to.
I would like to see if we can actually. I want to look back at the city capital. One of the whatever the name of the guy was that was in the captain of the guard that we turned in the criminals to. I want to try to test the distance of this.
All right. What are you specifically saying to if you speak Draconic?
I do speak Draconic.
All right.
I will actually use the name of the captain of the guard that we actually, because he introduced himself.
Oh gosh, I forgot.
I will use his actual name.
All right.
Captain Gardman.
Yeah. 404, information not found.
You're asking to specifically see that guy.
Specifically.
All right. The tapestry weaves itself into a different floral pattern, as if it like doesn't understand the directions.
Okay.
Make another spellcraft check now that you've
Tethered with it.
The exact same thing.
okay.
33 again.
Lady outside, now that you've seen how it works and see that it works, you look to the bottom row of golden threaded runes and iconography on the ground. You realize that in order for it to see something or someone, it has to be like physically programmed into it by a seamstress or an embroiderer. You have to charge it with its own particular rune related to that sort of thing. And you see, actually, as you investigate it slowly, some things have been unstrung and taken out over the years. You see parts where it's not as faded as other places, or it's in better condition or worse condition. You can see there's been threaded and rethreaded dozens of times in certain spots.
So yeah, we just roll these things up and be like, here you go, goalie. Hang on to these.
How much does a 20 by 15 carpet weigh?
A lot.
Good bit. Yes, a good bit. And by the way, I actually say in Draconic inner chambers.
You get a image on the wall on either side of the wall, each side depicting 2 to 3 rooms. One is a throne room that lies just beyond this doorway. Like you can see your room much smaller. It's like the overhead map of a video game, basically, is what you're looking at. And then there's a big audience chamber just beyond these doors, with both it has, you can tell by the shape and a style of things, is there is a throne of a human size, and then a massive curtain, and on this side a massive throne of even bigger size. The interior of that chamber, pre-describing chambers you're not even in, Jesus Christ, this is going to take a minute. The interior of that chamber is basically a long carpeted walkway with a liquid on either side, from what you can tell, surrounding the columns that support it, making it difficult to actually like move around a lot in here. If you're just going straight to the throne, if you're approaching it straight out or straight to dead, if you're guessing if the dragon is displeased with you. But on either sides of that, however, there are stairs going up and down. The one going up flips over to the side of the tapestry. The one going up reveals a suite of rooms, all sort of they look like guest bedrooms, and a few labs. Like it looks like a place of where someone who was basically setting up shop here had set up shop here. There's it's hard to tell from like just the various shapes of things, because like I said, this is a tapestry, this is all embroidery. Some things are just too crudely depicted to quite grasp what they are. You think one might be like a library, one seems to have like benches and things in it, one of them is clearly a kitchen, and beyond that there's a few.
Just a real quick question. Looking at this area, using maybe knowledge engineering, and I'll say this out loud. Does this architecture match any kind of known architecture? Like, could this be dwarven architecture, or could this be some race created this before and the dragon took this over as a layer? Or did this look like the dragon actually somehow designed this himself? I mean, I know he probably did some modifications, but I'm wondering if somebody else was involved with the construction of this place.
It's pretty clear that this place was not constructed by a dragon. Like, it has too many angles. Dragons typically build their lairs to be more like cats prefer laying in curved areas. Dragons also like curves. They like dips. They like divots and things like that. The natural lair of a dragon is mostly stone, and a lot of it worn smooth, and a place that a dragon has made comfortable through the application of time and pressure. This place is constructed to impress.
Knowledge history. Was there any kingdoms or anything that was located in this area that might have been ruins or leftover for this location?
Sure, go ahead and roll it.
And I'm gonna add a +1 to that. So just barely a 20.
All right. Let's see.
I'll mention that out loud too.
Yeah. You're guessing that the place is probably a portion of one of the old dwarven kingdoms that used to inhabit these mountains before a lot of wars happened 500 years or so ago. This place probably somehow miraculously... Oh, no. Yeah, that happened way after. So this place was somehow probably built by some dwarven lord or whatever, and then eventually just taken over, co-opted, and modified by the dragon.
Did it look like it was built before the upheaval in land or after the upheaval in land?
Well, after the upheaval happened, like at tectonic times, like this, this place has been here forever.
I'll mention those I'll mention that to Demo Marker or all the other guys.
He's like, a chunk of history. A chunk of history with not a scrap of gold in it. Well, he points to like all the various rooms. Shouldn't one of these have like a Isle of Treasure in it somewhere?
I point toward the giant doors. Maybe they're behind that.
Huh. Well, I mean, the tapestries are depicting. Maybe they're not connected. Maybe we're gonna have to go through here, aren't we? I don't.
Absolutely.
Also, perhaps the dragon wouldn't have programmed, because you had mentioned that he had to program these things. Maybe he didn't program his horde because he wanted to see it in person.
Well, you did say some of these were removed, so he might have removed the room location that held the treasure. If I was a dragon, I usually, as far as I understand, dragons like to be close to their horde. So that big, wide open area that's behind the throne area, there should be probably a secret door or something that goes to the treasure hoard. He's going to want it close.
Yeah.
Well, here's hoping. But let's, if you don't mind me saying, gentlemen and lady, let's make camp here for the night. I feel like we could use a little bit of rest after today's
Not a problem.
excitement.
I go over to one of the walls and I cast my Sylvan Refuge, whatever thing is.
Okay.
And I did a little research. A 12 by 16 foot rug weighs 60.6 pounds. So a 15 by 20 probably weighs 65.
I don't believe you. Are you talking about like a? Well, it might be like
That's an area rug,
like a Persian rug.
Yeah, 60 pounds. So it would probably weigh even less because it doesn't have the backing.
Still, though, it's a big bolt of cloth. It might
Yeah,
weigh
it's a big bolt of cloth.
A big bolt of cloth and thread, so it might weigh up to 100 pounds or more.
And you did say that there was gold.
Yeah, there's golden thread.
There.
And how much does magic weigh? None of us know.
Yeah. How many angels
About
can dance on the
350.
pit of a head?
15.
How many roads must the man walk down?
42.
All.
Some people say cucumbers taste better pickled.
I don't know what's going on anymore. All right. So
I do my Sylvan Hideaway.
all right. Does that work here?
It should. Wait a second. Is there any part of this in this cavern that's got natural rock?
It's all well.
You said it was carved.
It is carved. So I'm gonna suggest just scratching your name and scratching into something. I'm gonna say no. Yes, you can use the walls here as long as it is not
Okay.
connected to another. Yeah.
So then, yes.
If anybody feels like throwing a heal spell my way so that
Oh, if we're gonna rest, absolutely.
healed up.
You don't have to worry about that.
All right, you guys
I'll do some.
tank up. So if you guys need to tank up real quick on spells.
This will be a good time to remind you of that spell book.
Oh yeah. I only got up to the 4th level spells. I was populating it today. But if you want to,
yeah, if you can just shoot it to me or something, and then I'll
Yeah,
share
how
it
much
with
healing do you
Mahogany.
need?
okay. Well, I was making sure I focused on the illusions. I'm not quite done, but I'll just give you the illusions that are in it right now if you want. Or unless you're just wait for the complete version, it's up to you.
Yeah, how many hit points do you need?
Like I said, I'm still working on
Yeah, that's no worries.
it. Excuse me.
We don't have to do that on the air.
Just posted it in Discord.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. I forget that Discord is such a handy tool to use.
Note passing apparatus.
Yep.
Discord, better than Facebook.
Well, yeah.
I mean, that's
But
not hard.
leaps and bounds.
It's also better than MySpace.
Oh, let's not go crazy.
You could put music on MySpace.
You could
Not
put music
anymore.
on MySpace.
Actually, you can play music on Discord because Jesse does it all the time. But I don't know if you have to like buy the
yeah,
You have to, like,
can.
power up or whatever they call it.
Nitro. Anyway, so yeah, do we want to look at these doors before we call it a night
No.
to see if there's? All right,
Jeb, did you just blatantly ignore me when I asked you how many hit points you had?
Yes, he did.
yeah, I
Okay.
did not hear that.
Just
I only needed 7,
All right.
which
Okay.
I will get from a night's rest. So
Well,
Yeah, when the NPC/dungeon master goes, hey, maybe we should rest here for the night. Going further in the dungeon sounds like an insane combat that we might not be ready for.
well, I wasn't gonna open them. I was just gonna check them to see if they were trapped or anything.
Also, now that we're
They're
out
trapped.
of I want my snake back.
Oh yes, of
Same.
course.
Yes.
Demo Mark will gladly break out the familiars, make sure his frog is unmolested after he gives you all his looking for.
The
Bites,
snake regurgitates it. It comes out whole.
between the snake and the scorpion.
I mean, he looks a little traumatized, but no worse for wear.
I,
Just the frog on his hat.
I killed a snake once. They had a whole bullfrog in it.
Oh, sounds terrible.
I then ate the snake.
And the frog. It's
Is that the one on the
it's
video?
it's a snucken.
I didn't eat the frog legs. They were mostly digested at that point.
Oh.
Ugh.
Guess
Although
it
that-
would be what ate the snake though, because you gotta have a.
Toker ate the snake.
I ate the
Okay, so
snake.
it's a
So it's a
toe snake
snog.
dog.
A toe snog.
Torsnarg.
Torsnar.
That's gonna be my next barbarian's name.
Torsnar. The
Torsnar.
unbroken.
I'll do some channeling for anybody that needs it.
The double stuffed.
I only need 2 more hit points to be back to full. I'll
All right.
take
Yeah,
it.
I figure I could probably do 1 or 2 channels and we'll be good.
Well, luckily, since I got stunned and sank, I didn't have too many issues. Just got hit a couple of times, and that was it. Lights out for old Jebster.
Nighty night.
Oh god.
I already had my night's rest. 8 rounds of it.
Guys, this is midnight. I don't really want to start another combat or anything.
No,
Just
no,
gonna
I figured
No,
this was a
no,
wrap it
Saying
up point.
goodbye.
Okay. Cool.
And
This
we
is-
leveled, right? We leveled so I could charge that staff.
Actually, no. Yeah, you guys can do your 8th level if you want to.
Yeah, of course we
yeah.
want to. We're
All right, then,
reading-
yeah. I would rather you
reading
guys go
players.
into the.
No.
I'd rather you
I
guys
don't
go into
feel-
the dungeon proper with the 8th levels.
Yes.
I mean, look at it this way. We'll be 8th level, but I will still be short a 4th level spell because I am going to charge that staff. 1 whole charge.
Give me that
I
charge.
mean, I charge. Well, that's cool.
All right, cool.
All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. This has
Yeah,
been.
Thank you, guys.
I started doing little like official at the end of it. This has been a production. You just finished listening to Raiders of the Lark, a homebrew detritus production.
Yay.
I
Please
like
visit
that.
our website for more details and links to our many other shows and our Patreon account because we're broke.
I like it.
Give me a script. I want to do an outro.
Do your own script.
Oh,
You
geez,
do
okay.
it
You do it.
right now. Do
It's a
one
hateful.
now.
All right. I don't know the information.
I just
Uh,
told you.
I was not paying attention.
Do the Porky Pig.
Please don't eat me. I'm a pig.
No, that's all, folks.
Oh, go right.
Yeah. Willow.
I don't feel like it. I don't feel like it's appropriate to mock people with speech impediments unless I hate them.
Yeah. It's a cartoon, though.
Yeah, that's true. It's all, folks.